Saul of Tarsus was a kid in the Bible when he's first mentioned. He was at Stephen, the first martyr. He was there when Stephen was stoned. And he was like holding everybody's coats, giving approval, being like, yeah, kill that guy for talking about Jesus. Like, forget about him. And then like after that sparked this thing in him that set him forth to like persecute the church and persecute Christians. He was a guy that was busting into Christian meetings and dragging people out into the road and killing them,
right,
just for talking about Jesus or just for getting together in his name. And then one day God showed up to him for real, like struck him blind, and he fell off his donkey and was like, "Who are you?" And this voice that he saw in the light said, and then Jesus sent Saul to a house in the city. He told him there that he would find a man that would lay his hands on his eyes and that he would regain his sight. So he goes in and he gets his sight back. And from this point on, Paul's just radically changed. And like wants to serve God, wants to know God, wants to declare that Jesus is the Son of God sent to save the world from ourselves, basically. And that was like a huge change for him. It was like the same passion that he put into persecuting Christianity, he now put into like spreading Christianity. And this guy is responsible for a third of the Bible. He's responsible for pretty much establishing the Church of Jesus Christ in the first century. Like, he is absolutely the most influential church member in all history of the world.
Correct.
He said something that blows my mind every time I hear it. He said, "I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto the salvation for all those who believe." And that's such an incredible thing that he would say, like, not only am I not ashamed of the Christ, or of the gospel of Jesus Christ, but the reason that I'm not ashamed is because the gospel itself, the life that Jesus lived, the things that he did are themselves the power of God for salvation. Like, if you can grab a hold of those things and see those things and really get those things into your head, salvation is like a natural byproduct. They hold so much power that they're just going to bring salvation to you. And so Paul just took the gospel and just started dealing it out to all these people, man. And like churches started popping up and revolutions started happening. And Acts, some people break into one of their meetings and call these Christians the ones who have turned the world on its head. And it's really cool to think that, you know, even in the first century, people preaching another king and Jesus was such a big deal that they were called people who are turning the world on its head.
Mm-hmm.
Refusing to be silenced, even in the face of persecution or death or suffering or hardship or call. I don't think that Jesus deserves anything less than that. That's what Saul did after he became Paul, and I think that that's what God has called every single one of us to do as well.
Check out the rest of the interview with Mattie Montgomery from For Today, free on iTunes or podcast.anvilandthehammer.com. God bless and keep it metal.